The final step to getting everything ready to rock and roll here and being able to use Lizzy on a daily basis is getting our inventory into the system. Now, as mentioned earlier, we do not have to do this all at one time. We can do it over a period of a month if we need to. Lizzy will do all the GL hits for us for the appropriate time so that it looks like we did it all in one day. But it kind of works with you a little bit to kind of help you out. There's a couple different ways to do inventory. You can do it based on a bin location. You can just tell Lizzy to show you all the parts in a bin. That's something you would do normally after you've already gotten inventory into the system and you're wanting to check inventory. From the purposes of doing it from the very beginning, we're not really going to know a whole lot about the bins or where parts are stored. So you're either going to have to come in and locate the part that you want to adjust inventory with, which we'll start doing that. So I'm just going to select, I've put in 09-500, I'm just going to select it here. And up here at the top, I have a button that says adjust inventory. I click it, I put in how many I physically have in the bin. Now, Lizzy has two ways of doing inventory. It can do what we call ending value, which is the default, or it can do an adjustment where you're saying add to or subtract to. We highly recommend using ending value all the time. There are a few dealers that still choose to do adjustment, but it's kind of your prerogative as far as which one you're going to use. In the ending value, what will happen is if I tell Lizzy that I have 5 of these and I already have 5, then Lizzy will just ignore the adjustment and keep moving. So it really works out well when I'm doing inventory counts because I don't really care what Lizzy says I have in or what I don't. I'm just going to tell her how many I physically have, and the system's going to go in and adjust it appropriately based on what I'm doing. So it just kind of speed things up a little bit and simplifies it. Once I put in the quantity, I'm going to hit the tab key twice and get over here to the inventory bin. I'm going to fill in the bin location. So if I hit A, for example, the system in the background is actually picking up my keys and narrowing things down based on the bin location that I'm putting in. So let's say that I want to put this in store 1. So I'm just going to pick A1, store 1. And so you see down here at the bottom, it's added the item 5 quantity for that location in that bin. So that's one way to put it in, and then I can process it if I want. It's a very tedious process because I've got to locate the part, click the button, put in all the stuff. It's much faster to just go to inventory management and tell it to adjust inventory. Click in this field. If you have barcodes on the stuff, you can tell that you're using a scanner, or at the very worst, you're just going to type in the part number. So as an example, if I were to do the one that we just did, in fact, let's do that. I'm going to delete this off. I'm going to delete this out of the table. And so I'm going to type in 09-500, tab. I've got 5 of them, tab. Now in this case, there's no price file in here for that, so I'll put in $300 cost, and we'll pick our bin location. Which is interestingly coming up behind this guy. That thing actually should have, I didn't pick it is the problem. So I got to pick that, hit 5, put in the cost, and then, or actually it put it in for me that time, and then choose the bin location. Now, this thing is going to default to the last bin that we put in up here at the top, or I can type in another bin if I need to select another bin. In this case, I'll just choose that bin, and it puts it in there. I put in 09-6. I select the part that I want to adjust, put in, I got 3 of those, put in that I want to put that. I'm also working with A1, so we'll put that. And so you basically just run through the whole bin and then process all of them at one time. So you just hit process adjustments and it'll do them all at the same time. Now, I don't recommend doing a whole row like this, but I would do one vertical bin at a time so that I can put a sticky note or something on it to keep up with where I'm at. And then if something comes up, I just go help a customer, come back, pick up where I left off, and continue to add everything in, process that bin, and then turn around and do the next one. You don't want to try to do all your inventory on a piece of paper and then go put it in the computer unless you're closing for the entire time that you're doing this, because if someone walks up and sells a part before you actually get your piece of paper entered into the computer, then all your inventory is going to be off before you even get started. But the process of actually entering the inventory in is fairly straightforward, and that's about all there is to it.